Probably the most well-recognized and famous Volkswagen built to date is the Volkswagen Beetle. First released in the 1930s and designed by legendary designer Ferdinand Porsche. This car was built for one reason, guys, and that was to be affordable, practical, and reliable for the German people. Throughout the years, Volkswagen has made many different variations of the Beetle, but the most aggressive, performance-oriented Beetle is the rarest Beetle ever built. This car, guys, is called the Beetle RSI. This car packed in the beloved 3.2 liter VR6 that would be later showcased in the Volkswagen R32. If you guys have not heard this car yet, just listen to all the Wookiee noises this thing makes. Volkswagen fully decked out the Beetle RSI with full bucket racing seats on the inside, and on the exterior, they really bumped up the aggressiveness of the Beetle. So if you want to see one of the coolest and rarest Beetles ever built to date, guys, sit back and relax as we dive deep into all you need to know about the Volkswagen Beetle RSI. For all of you who don't know me, guys, my name is Andrew, and welcome to all you need to know about the Volkswagen Beetle RSI. If you guys are new to the channel, like always, go down below, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. It would help place the video higher in the YouTube algorithms and show me that you guys are all enjoying the content that we're putting out here. The Beetle RSI, all you need to say is listen to this. The VR6 is such a beautiful sounding motor. The RSI is no ordinary Beetle, and today, if you want to buy one of these beautiful cars, you better have some deep pockets to afford one. But if you guys are looking for the rarest and probably the most collectible Beetle out there today, then let's jump into why Volkswagen created this race-inspired car out of the most affordable, practical, and reliable car that Volkswagen has ever built. To start off, let's go through a quick and dirty history lesson all about the Volkswagen Beetle. I promise, guys, don't worry, it won't take that long. The Volkswagen Beetle was officially called the Volkswagen Type 1, officially in Germany called the Käfer, meaning Beetle. Originally, the car was a two-door rear-engine economy car produced from 1938 until 2003. The car was designed, like I mentioned before, by legendary engineer Ferdinand Porsche. And for all of you who don't know Ferdinand Porsche, he went off later on in his career to create Porsche and the brand Porsche that we all know today. Ferdinand Porsche's idea was to make a cheap, simple car that could be mass-produced for the German New Road Network. The original Beetle fit that idea perfectly, and during the 65-year run, Volkswagen made over 21 million Beetles, which is the longest-running and most manufactured car of any single platform ever made to this day. Over time, front-wheel drive and hot hatchback body style cars would become the dominant player in the European small car market. In 1974, Volkswagen's own front-wheel drive Golf hatchback succeeded the Volkswagen Beetle. In 1994, Volkswagen unveiled the Concept 1, a retro-themed concept car which resembled the original Beetle. In 1998, Volkswagen would introduce the new Beetle, built on the contemporary Golf platform, with styling that would recall the original Type 1 Beetle. It remained in production until 2010 and was replaced in 2011 by the last generation of the Beetle A5. This latest variant of the Beetle also got a bunch of upgrades and modifications to kind of resemble even more of the original Beetle. This car remained in production until 2019, when all the Beetle production was ceased altogether. Now for the fun part, guys, what you all came here for. I promised it wouldn't take that long, so let's start talking about what you guys need to know about the Beetle RSI. The Beetle RSI was built from 2001 through 2003, with only 250 being built in Mexico. All the cars were painted in silver, except for number 2, which was painted in blue and was built for the VW chairman himself, Ferdinand Peach. The outside of the Beetle RSI came with a unique front bumper, rear bumper, a larger rear wing, wider fenders, and a beautiful set of OZ Super Trofeo 18-inch wheels with red Brembo brakes. The exterior was way more aggressive, guys, than the traditional Beetle, and I personally think VW nailed this on the styling. Volkswagen didn't stop just there, guys. They also completely changed the interior of the car, such as adding Recaro racing bucket seats, a bright orange leather upholstery, and also full carbon fiber door panels, instrument cluster, and many other aspects of the interior cabin. Altogether, this just kind of really boosted that interior of the Beetle RSI and brought it to the next level. Another cool thing, all of these interior upgrades were not just added for styling points, they were all added for weight reduction and allowing the Beetle RSI to be as nimble as possible. Now, most Beetles from this generation came with either a 2-point slow motor or a 1.8T motor, but the Beetle RSI would have to have some more balls than those motors to compete on the racetrack. Volkswagen fitted the 3.2-liter VR6 under the hood. This was the first time Volkswagen would be putting this engine in any of their cars, which later would be showcased in the legendary Volkswagen R32. Now, if you guys have been around this channel for a long time, you guys know how much I love the R32. And before you say anything, I'm not talking about the Nissan Skyline GTR, I'm talking about the Volkswagen R32, so get it right. The Beetle RSI would come with the new 3.2-liter VR6 that would produce 225 horsepower at 6,200 RPMs and make 236 foot-pounds of torque at 2,000 RPMs. Not crazy stats by the sound of it, but if you guys heard this VR6 motor, it totally made up for it. The Beetle RSI was paired also with a new 6-speed manual transmission that was connected with the first generation Haldex all-wheel drive system. This helped rocketed the car from 0 to 60 miles an hour in 6.7 seconds and reach a top speed of 140 miles an hour. Now, I know many of you may say, okay, Andrew, this is a slow car. And yes, for today's standard, I would say the Beetle RSI is a slow car. But this car was built for balance and to be the best possible Beetle of its time. And I personally think Volkswagen nailed that. Now, if you think this car will cost like, every other Beetle out there, well, guess again, guys. MSRP for this car was $80,000. Yes, just let that sink in your head. $80,000. That's no joke, guys, for this car. Personally, I do think that this price is just a little outrageous, comparing to the point that you don't even get power windows when you get this car and you pay 80 grand for it. Don't know what Volkswagen was thinking there, but hey, people bought them. Volkswagen saved weight and everything they possibly could while building this car. They obviously didn't save for the price though, they just threw that out there and let everyone pay that 80 grand. But I do believe that the Beetle RSI was a big game changer for the Volkswagen brand and helped birth the idea of the R brand. What makes the RSI the RSI? Well, the Beetle RSI is probably the rarest Volkswagen ever produced, with only 250 ever being made. And it's very unlikely, guys, that you're ever gonna see one of these cars on the street. Sorry, that's just how it is. The beefed up exterior of the Beetle RSI is a dead giveaway to car enthusiasts that this car is not your ordinary Beetle. I personally love the design that Volkswagen went with, and it kind of laid also the groundwork for the later R generation models. Now, when I say it laid the groundwork, what do I mean? Well, the Beetle RSI got a more aggressive front and rear bumper over the stock car. It also got wider front and rear fenders, and it was fitted with wider wheels to compensate. Lastly, it was paired with that beautiful VR6 with an all-wheel drive system. Later R models such as the R32, the R36, the R50, and even the Golf R incorporated many of these aspects all into the design and building of these rare cars. So in my viewpoint, maybe the Beetle RSI may be the rarest, but it also may be the most influential Volkswagen built. The Beetle RSI is not about speed. The car obviously is not the fastest from the performance that we have given already. Just ask Salamandro, he owns a Beetle RSI, and from his experience, he even says it's not a fast car. but to him, it's more about that experience of owning such a rare car. If you put the Beetle RSI, say, up to a normal Beetle, I bet you non-car enthusiasts would have no idea that the Beetle RSI is such a special car. Personally, I find that to be actually a really cool trait. And it's also a super underrated car that only a true enthusiast would really understand and be able to pick it out from the crowd. What is the RSI going for? The Beetle name is loaded in history with the Volkswagen brand and is probably the most recognized and famous Volkswagen out there today. Comparing the Beetle RSI to a standard Beetle, it's really not possible, especially when it comes to the price. When new, the Beetle RSI sold, as I mentioned, for $80,000, which in today's dollars, including inflation, that would be around 110 US dollars. Yeah, I still can't even wrap my head around that price for this generation style Beetle. If you want to buy this car today, it's going to set you back still a good amount of money. The prices are around 50,000 US dollars and go all the way up to $60,000 depending on the mileage and the condition of the car. Many of these Beetle RSIs are sold today in Europe, and it's kind of hard to get them imported into the US. If you guys are looking to get one of these Beetle RSIs into the US, you probably are going to have to wait until the 25-year import rules elapse, and then you should be able to bring them into the US. I do know there are a few RSIs currently in the US. I'm not entirely sure if they were granted and allowed into the US before the 25-year import rules put into place, but they do come up every once in a while for sale, and when they do, they sell extremely quick. I personally have actually never seen a Beetle RSI for sale in the US, and I have talked to people who have seen them for sale, and they say when they do come up, they sell extremely quick. So if you want one and you see it, just jump on it as soon as you can because they will be gone extremely fast. Overall, the value of the Beetle RSI is based 100% on the rarity and the difficulty to get your hands on one of these cars. Personally, I think the Beetle RSI is kind of at its max value right now, maybe with the potential in the next couple years to maybe go up to the $80,000 mark, but I think it should fluctuate around $50,000 to $80,000 just based on the rarity of the car. Modifications. So since the Beetle RSI was built off of the Golf R32 platform, well, actually I guess that should be reversed. I guess the R32 platform should have been built off of the Beetle RSI. That would make more sense, yeah. The Beetle RSI is an incredibly then easy car to modify if you think about it this way. The Mark IV Volkswagen R32 basically has the same exact engine and transmission that is super modified in the Volkswagen community today. So getting a lot of those parts such as, say, cams, intakes, exhaust, headers, any suspension mods should basically be the exact same thing you'd be getting for an R32. Pretty straightforward and pretty simple. You're not gonna see though a crazy performance jump out of any of these mods for the Beetle RSI. You may see 25 horsepower increase. So for me personally, I don't think it may really be worth to modify the Beetle RSI due to how rare they are and also how expensive they are and the value that they retain. The Beetle RSI is a car that I would probably just buy and enjoy just the way it is from the factory with really no modifications done to it. And personally for me, if you guys have seen my YouTube channel, I love modifying the R32 and the VR6. So I never thought I would say something like that. But I really do think just the way the Beetle RSI was created and how it is should really be kept stock and enjoyed as is. The Beetle RSI is truly an incredible car, guys, featuring Volkswagen's newest technology such as the 3.2-liter VR6 and the first generation Haldex all-wheel drive system. The Beetle RSI is not your typical, Volkswagen overall. It focused more on that racing aspect than just a cheap, simple car that anyone can afford and get into. With only 250 Beetle RSIs built, this car is extremely rare and should be on a list for top collector cars to purchase. So if you guys have that funds and the money available, highly recommend looking at this car. The Beetle RSI gave way to the Volkswagen R32 and the Audi TT, which today are both fun, enthusiast-oriented cars. The Beetle RSI is a well-known car in specifically the Volkswagen community, and many VR6 lovers dream, and I mean dream, of owning and even seeing one of these cars in person. I know that I would love to drive one of these cars and compare it to, say, the Mark IV Volkswagen R32. So if anyone out there, guys, own a Beetle RSI and would be willing to let me drive and review your car, I would feel honored and privileged to have that opportunity to drive and experience such a rare piece of art. I hope you all enjoyed this look into the Volkswagen Beetle RSI. If you guys all enjoyed this video, like always, go down below, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel. If you guys want to see more All You Need to Know episodes, let me know in the comment section down below what episodes you guys would want to see next. Until next time, guys, my name is Andrew. Peace out.